You like weird fairy tales? Well, if you're following me, you probably do. You might even be thinking, Liz, it's been a while since you shared a tale that really made me go, what the forking fork? So I'm here to rectify that. The French fairy tale, Le Chat Noir, how was that? Was that French enough? Is a delightfully strange mashup of Cinderella and Puss in Boots, featuring a very bizarre virgin birth plot point. You can't make this shit up. Well, I guess you can because somebody sure did.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.
Ding! So we start out with the Cinderella part, which I'm gonna mostly breeze through cause you know the deal. A widow and widower, each with a daughter, blend their families. Yvonne is the prettier, sweeter kid with oodles of suitors. And Louise is the bitchy one no one likes. Of course, the stepmother makes Yvonne's life les miserables. She kills Yvonne's favorite cow, and they discover a pair of golden slippers inside its carcass. That's why you always get an autopsy, people. But Yvonne, our Cinderella character, never lays a finger, never mind a toe on these golden slippers. When a wealthy prince comes calling on Yvonne, the stepmother steals the shoes, butchers Louise's feet to fit into the tiny slippers, and sends her own daughter to the prince in disguise. The prince doesn't realize his bride is a false one until Louise stumbles out of the carriage bloodied and in agony. The prince throws her out, and he does not return to the family, not even to go after the real Yvonne. Yup, about a third of the way into the story, we are saying goodbye to Cinderella's prince. So, since her first plan didn't work, the stepmother decides to just kill Yvonne. She consults an old witch who tells her,
Cook up a black cat, but pretend it's rabbit stew.
Bitch, what did you just say?
Serve it to Yvonne, and she'll fall down dead.
The stepmother does just that, but the faux rabbit stew, rabbit mew, works too well. Yvonne immediately throws it all up before it can poison her. So finally the stepmother gets rid of Yvonne by putting her on a ship sailing to nowhere. Yvonne shores up at a deserted island and holes up in an abandoned shack. And one day, sometime later, she realizes she is pregnant. She's shocked because she's a virgin. She doesn't know enough about her body to know that she's pregnant. So sex education in fairy tale France is going much better than in 21st century America. Imagine Yvonne's surprise when what bursts forward from her vajay is not a baby at all, but a black cat. Yeah, so Yvonne unintentionally eats a black cat and then gives birth to one. You know, this does sound like sex education in America. I interrupt my own program to remind you that I wrote a book! Yvonne raises the little black kitty like a son, including nursing him. And one day, the animal speaks to her as clear as day.
Mother, I crave violence.
What the fuck?
I wish to avenge those who've wronged you and set your life on a brighter path. Make me a rucksack, mother. Make me a rucksack, and I will provide for you like your own kin refused to do.
We can't get anything here. It's a deserted island.
I can swim, mother. I'll be your sweet little fishy kitty boy.
So Yvonne made him a rucksack, which is the cutest thing ever. The black cat sailed to the mainland, where he knocked upon the door of the finest house he could find. The place belonged to a lord named Rio. The cat meowed and meowed until the maid answered. And the woman was so shocked to see a cat speak to her that the cat was able to just waltz on by, put a whole bunch of food and drink in his rucksack, and leave with no questions. The following day, the black cat did the same thing, only this time it was Lord Rio who answered the door.
So you're the cat who stole my supper. Yes, and I'm here to do it again. You'll have to get past me first. Eat claw, motherfucker.
The cat leapt onto Lord Rio and sunk his claws right in the guy's face.
Ah, my beautiful face! Look, I'm taking your dinner again, but I'll leave you some good advice in exchange. That lady you've been courting has been fucking around on you with your friend. She will try to behead you on that hunting trip you're all taking together. But as long as you sleep against the wall and leave your friend on the outside, you'll be fine. And then a bunch more stuff is going to happen to you, but I'm not at liberty to say. Bye! Wait, where are you going? I have so many questions!
Everything happened to Rio just as the cat had predicted. He and his gentleman friend and lover went on that hunting trip. and he and his friend shared a bed that night, and in the middle of the night, his lover came in and cut off the guy's head, thinking it was Rio. Unfortunately, when everyone found Rio in bed with a headless corpse, they assumed he was the murderer. And it wasn't until Rio was at the hangman's scaffold that the cat appeared to save him.
Fools! This man is innocent! Cast your eyes upon the true murderer, that sexy bitch who's flirting with the neighbors.
Everyone there figured that if a cat had the presence of mind to speak human words, that it was probably telling the truth. And frankly, I disagree, but luckily I was not Rio's jury, so Lord Rio was set free.
I don't know how to thank you, talking psychic cat. I do. Marry my mother. You want me to marry your mother? You know I can't do that. My mother is extremely worthy of you, my lord. You must meet her at the very least. Sure, I'll meet her. Bring her here, I'll stock up on the meow mix.
The black cat robbed Rio's neighbor of a gown and shoes and jewels, and he brought them back to the island for Yvonne to wear when she met Rio. That rucksack must have been bigger on the inside. Now, the kitty did not make Yvonne swim. He managed to talk a sailor into rowing a boat out there. And Lord Rio and Yvonne fell for each other at first sight, and a wedding was promptly planned. And little did Yvonne and Lord Rio know that the black cat was planning for it to be a red wedding. Yvonne's stepfamily was invited to the wedding, along with the old witch who had attempted Yvonne's murder via cat casserole. And at the wedding feast, the cat spoke up.
Vile witch, stand up! It's high time you were brought to justice for your role in persecuting my mother. I challenge you to a duel.
Very well. What weapon do you propose?
You pick, you old witch. It's loser's choice.
First, the witch picked water, and the two had a vomit duel with each other. The black cat may as well have been a fire hose. He was spewing water at that witch so hard. Next, the old witch proposed a wind duel, and that little cat had a hurricane come right out of his mouth and practically blew that witch away. In desperation, the witch proposed a fire duel, and that little cat may as well have been a dragon. He burnt that witch to a crisp.
You're next, stepmama.
He did the same thing to Yvonne's stepmother, but he spared Louise, figuring she was too young and under her mother's thumb.
And now it's time for my reward. Lord Rio! Slice open my belly with your sword, won't you? I can't do that. Look at your little curled peats. Ah, but you must do it. No, not your fuzzy belly. It's a trap. Do not be afraid. Just do as I command.
Lord Rio regretfully sliced open the cat's belly, but he reeled back in surprise as a handsome prince jumped forth from the cat's belly and cried,
I am the greatest magician who ever existed on Earth.
The end. Well, that sure was a story. You want more fucked up fairy tales? Well, like, follow, subscribe, whatever you're doing out there. Use my playlist to catch up, and I'll see you for the next fucked up fairy tale. Fucked up fairy tales with Liz. Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.